And welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we've got another music teacher reaction and analysis video for you. Specifically, we're going to be looking at a song entitled Valhalla Calling by Miracle of Sound. Now, this is a performance of that song by the group Voiceplay, and it'll be featuring J-Non. So with that being said, everybody, I'm super excited to hear this particular version. So let's get into it. Oh.
Valhalla Calling. Ships on vigor of the waves are skimming, bearing summits to the verdant plains. Each horizon is a new beginning, rise and reign.
Far from the fjords and the ice-cold currents, ravens soar over new frontiers. Storms and sagas of a fate determined, shields and spears.
Vows of favor or the thrill of plunder, hold together for the clan and kin. Clank of hammers and the crash of thunder, pound within. Oh, the echoes of eternity. Oh, Valhalla calling me to pluck the strings of destiny. Valhalla calling me.
Man, I gotta say, I always know, I always know what's coming with Jeff, but he surprises me every time. I don't know how else to describe it. Like, I know he's gonna rattle me to the core with his bass, but I'm still shocked every time it happens. I don't know what else to say. It's crazy to me. It just every time. Oh my gosh. Man, I've never heard this song before, guys. Actually, this is the first time hearing this song. I've never heard this before. It's really cool. I like it. It's got a very Viking vibe to it. You can see that with the costumes they're wearing and everything. It's really cool. I like some of the beatboxing that they added in the second time through the chorus that we had there at the very end. That was neat. Just adding a little bit of a kind of a, I don't want to say a faster feel toward it, or even a reggae feel, but just more of an upbeat. It kind of feels like it's just adding a little bit of variation to it. It's not quite as open. I really like that. And then, of course, we'll talk more about him, I'm sure. I'm sure he's going to have a feature later on. But Ellie, his voice, his tone just sticks out so strong. He just has one heck of an incredible voice. We're going to go ahead and keep going. We'll talk a little bit more about him and specifically some of the harmonies and how well these guys blend together. Some of their sound quality is just phenomenal here, guys.
Calling me. Sails are swaying on the crimson river, blood and glory in the fighting field.
Shields are shattered into splintered timbers, iron and steel. Fires are rising and the bells are ringing. Glory, take us into Odin's halls. Golden
I called it.
the sound of singing mascots call. Oh, the echoes of eternity. Valhalla calling me to pluck the strings of destiny. Valhalla calling me. Valhalla calling me.
All right, we're gonna pause there. We'll come back to that. That section with Ellie, holy bananas! I said it the first time I listened to Voiceplay, guys. His voice is just next level. But man, I don't know that I've ever heard him sound like that before. That was really, really impressive. I want to go back and hear that again. It was so incredible. His it's such a unique tone. It's something that's so hard to find. And there's a reason why we don't hear it anymore. It's because everyone can just use kind of processed sound to make stuff super duper popular and great. As opposed to back in the 80s, it was really hard to make stuff processed and sound good. So you had to find these phenomenal vocalists to be able to lead bands. And I haven't heard someone like Ellie, for instance, really since like Aerosmith, to be honest with you. Is probably the last time I've heard someone that has just a ridiculous voice like he does. Just incredible. His ability to sing not only this incredibly heavy rock, just raw, amazing sound, and then you hear him later on in this section, just sky high up in the atmosphere, and you can tell it's his voice. His tone just sticks through so clearly. It's really obvious it's his voice. He is just an absolutely essential member to this group. Not belittling any of the other singers, but man, he's just so incredible. I want to hear this section again to hear that part with him again. It's just so good.
Sails are swaying on the crimson river, blood and glory in the fighting field.
Shields are shattered into splintered timbers, iron and steel. Fires are rising and the bells are ringing. Glory, take us into Odin's halls. Golden glitter and the sound of singing. Mascots call.
Just incredible.
The echoes of eternity.
And all of that high register stuff you're hearing after his feature there is him too.
The sound of singing. Mascots call.
Through here.
The echoes of eternity.
That high stuff is him.
To pluck the strings of destiny. Valhalla calling me.
Just incredible.
Valhalla calling me. Feeling like a king, I'm more like a god. Feeling eternal like I'll never die. Getting revenge and eye for an eye. Ready for battle and ready to fight. Ready for war right at the drop. Ended with blood from the head of my ops. This how I go, it don't ever stop. This what I do, I'm up at the top. Wrap that hell raining down. When it come, they hit the ground. They all end up 6 feet under. Their souls end up in the clouds. Fight for the crew cause we'll bleed and we'll brawl. Always protect to be free, never fall. Fight for the glory, the conquer, the creed, and we'll never forget Valhalla.
Oh, that section was incredible. That was dynamite. I want to hear it again. So I'm assuming that's Janon, guys. Those of you that are super familiar fans of Voiceplay and familiar with this song in particular, I'm assuming that's Janon in the feature here. I don't believe I've seen him in any of the other videos I've seen for him before, but my goodness, what an amazing performance. His voice that we heard earlier too, he's got a good voice. Like he can sing as well, but this part feature wise, man, it's next level. We're going to go right around here so we can lead into it.
Valhalla calling me. Valhalla calling me. Feeling like a king, I'm more like a god. Feeling eternal like I'll never die. Getting revenge and eye for an eye. Ready for battle and ready to fight. Ready for war right at the drop. Ended with blood from the head of my ops. This how I go, it don't ever stop. This what I do, I'm up at the top. Wrap that hell raining down. When it come, they hit the ground. They all end up 6 feet under. Their souls end up in the clouds. Fight for the crew cause we'll bleed.
That's the contrast in those two sections. So he's got da digga da da digga da da digga da da going the whole way on, and then to switch from da ba 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 ba, and it's just it's really impressive for him to be able to switch that linguistic rhythm that he's got going on so drastically. It's really, really cool.
Feeling like a king, I'm more like a god. Feeling eternal like I'll never die. Getting revenge and eye for an eye. Ready for battle and ready to fight. Ready for war right at the drop. Ended with blood from the head of my ops. This how I go, it don't ever stop. This what I do, I'm up at the top. Wrap that hell raining down. When it come, they hit the ground. They all end up 6 feet under. Their souls end up in the clouds. Fight for the crew cause we'll bleed and we'll brawl. Always protect to be free, never fall. Fight for the
And he's
glory,
back in the
conquer,
original.
creed, and we'll never forget Valhalla.
That's so cool.
The echoes of eternity. Valhalla calling me.
Before we head into the last part of this section, we haven't really talked about this section, but the vocal fullness that they have through here is really impressive. I like that I paused on the screen too, because there's something else I want to point out. The fullness with which they are able to get from a texture standpoint of their orchestration is so impressive. I'd really love to hear this live, because I know that a cappella groups, they're so famous for being able to do this, but I almost feel like there's no way they could possibly be that full and have that much texture in a live setting. I know you're all going to flip out on me for saying that, but it's just, there's so much texture there. And if they are not doing any layering and post-production with this, that's even more impressive. Like, just the fullness and the richness of the texture is so impressive through here, folks. They're obviously adding some post-production in terms of reverb and things like that, but the texture, there's so many voices happening through here. It sounds like there's way more than 5 people singing, and it's just so impressive. The other thing I wanted to point out before because I do want to hear this section one more time, but the other thing I wanted to point out, so Ellie's face is very, very, very communicative is the word I'll use when he sings, but this other guy, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but the other guy to the left of our featured rapper here, his facial expressions, guys, are just next level. And this screen is perfect for it. It's almost verging on comical, but it's so well done. He is putting so much emotion and communication into his singing that he's doing here. It's really, really impressive. I just wanted to point him out, and this capture point happened to be perfect. We're going to go ahead and rewind just a hair so we can kind of lead into that section. And here, again, that texture that I'm referring to, it just sounds like there's 10 voices singing when there's only 5 people. It's incredible.
To pluck the strings of destiny.
Like, that sounds like 5. That sounds normal. And then we get to this.
Valhalla calling me. Valhalla calling me. Valhalla calling.
I love the reverb at the end there, that the echo and the reverb that they have. It sounds like I'd be interested to know whose voice that was, if it's not multiple voices, but it has that yell tone that Ellie has that we mentioned earlier. It wouldn't shock me at all if that's him that we're hearing in that reverb. Man. Hopefully you guys enjoy this as much as I did. That was such a cool song. Really cool song. Great, amazing performance of it from Voiceplay. Just lots of really cool things happening in there. If you guys did enjoy it, I'd appreciate if you guys liked and subscribed so you don't miss anything that we put out in the future. And last but not least, if you'd like to continue your journey down the rabbit hole, make sure you guys check out the videos that we've got coming up here. All right, everybody. Catch you next time.